Valedictory address has a long and esteemed history. In Latin, it means a statement or address made upon bidding farewell. Being chosen as the valedictorian is a prestigious honor, and tonight, Andy Chang has been selected by the graduates to bid farewell. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2018 valedictorian, Andy Chang!
Good evening, platform guests, teachers, staff, family. Test. Okay. Let me restart. Good evening, platform guests, teachers, staff, family, and friends of all those we have before us, the class of 2018. Thank you for making time to come out tonight to celebrate the graduates' achievements and to start a new chapter in their lives. Wow. Who knew that 4 years could pass so quickly? When we started Trudeau, we came in August to register ourselves. Attendance was still taken on paper, and we knew why the English mentoring was called the New Wave. We remember Pixel 8 and the opening of Super Pay. We've witnessed rising prices in the plaza. Remember bubble tea for $2.50? We remember bonus days as they were originally designed. Next year's grads will be the last ones to miss these things for sure. Those that follow will know no better. I'm noting all of this now, starting valedictorian 2019, but I felt I needed to acknowledge these things. You'll remember other things, I suppose, but we will always be the grade that won't have a single year with a mainstream bubble tea place in our plaza. Although we've had the alley for around a month, Coco's isn't even going to open until we're gone. However, these 4 years have included so much more than these things. As important as they may be, they've included much that has occurred within these walls, and I'm sure these memories will outlive the Super Big. To begin, it's surreal for me to think that I'm up here speaking for my class this evening, that I'm here to represent you all as valedictorian. I'm humbled to be in front of you, and would like to thank you all for this honor. I looked through the yearbook, contemplating the names and faces in the grade 12 and graduate sections. I can't say that I know each of you or your personal stories. Some of you don't know me by more than my face, or arguably my twin brother's face. Which leads to the obvious question, are you sure you voted for me? However, I guess this is to be expected in the largest high school in York region though. And while I may not know everyone personally, I know much about our shared experiences here. I know you as an idea, a Trudeau idea that began in 2014 and will remain forever. An idea that may not evolve further from this day, but will always remain with those who interacted with it, developed it, and fed its growth. An idea we call Trudeau's class of 2018. Part of my perspective on this idea came while studying social criticism in grade 11. I was shown a movie I'll never forget. In fact, I just rewatched it this past weekend. I don't think anybody can deny how incredible it is to see V dancing with his blades, or as vowel chiming his vivifying verbal massage in the film V for Vendetta. Yet, it is the teachings of an idea contained within this film that will always stay with me. We are told to remember the idea and not the man, because a man can fail, he can be caught, he can be killed and forgotten. But 400 years later, an idea can change the world. You might think it's a bit far-fetched to say that our ideas can change the world, but many of you here will move on and change the world in your own way. And our 4-year-long idea will have played a role in the decisions you make and the paths you take. I've had the chance to represent you all this past year as your grade 12 representative, alongside Alex and Tony. We've had the privilege to serve you in the last year of our high school journey, to make sure that you were heard by student council, and by extension, the school administration, to make sure that you enjoyed yourself outside of classes, to make sure that your last year of high school could be the best it could be. And I really hope it was. Tonight, my service to Trudeau comes to an end. I feel like this is a precursor to retirement. However, I'm excited to be graduating with my twin brother, Alan. He's quite literally been at my side for 18 years. I'm also joined by my parents, grandparents, and my nephew. And before you think about it, no, my nephew is not Alan's son. That would be quite unsettling. My nephew is actually my mom's father's sister's daughter's son's son. Well, that's a mouthful. Or in short, my father's sister's great-grandson. He graduated from primary school this year in Taiwan, which is grade 6 for him, and he's heading to junior high. In fact, he actually chose to come to Canada and attend my graduation instead of going to his own. I'm sure sending him through 500 graduates was well worth it. You see, it is important for me to recognize my family as part of this speech because our journey is in so many ways a metaphor. We moved to Canada in 2005, and Alan and I have lived with our grandparents, while my mom and dad have worked halfway around the world to provide for us so we can live the way we do today, in a beautiful country, Canada, attending this amazing trailblazing school. 爸爸妈妈、阿公奶奶，这18年为了我们，你们什么都会做。Dad, Mom, Grandpa, Grandma, these 18 years you have done anything for us. 谢谢你们，我爱你。Thank you, I love you. And this is what I wish to speak about. Sacrifice. Giving up something for another, whether this is time, energy, or material items. Giving up something for a greater cause. Often, it is the intention of the sacrifice and how it's performed that matters most. Taking risks is a potential sacrifice, as putting yourself in a position of possible failure to achieve what you think is right is fraught with danger. Through our years, our abundance of sacrifices has been made. All the time and energy that student council has put into running our events, the teachers for their lessons, evaluations, and what they do outside of their classes, whether that's extracurriculars or running rehearsals. The caretakers who come earlier and stay way later than us. Every candidate who has ever ran in an election risked humiliation and judgment when they walked up on that stage. Your brothers and sisters who get over every silly fight you have with each other. Your relatives who have to give something up to attend a ceremony, whether that's another graduation or a meeting of some sort. Parents, grandparents, or guardians, whether they're present today or not, who have dealt with you for the past 18 years, who have driven you to 7 a.m. reps, paid for you to go to ICDC, create, semi, stayed up worried about you when you weren't home at 11 p.m., who have sacrificed so much to let you be here today. Every single person's time and effort matters, whether you know it or not. Think of those who have sacrificed you, and really, think of them right now. We owe them all a huge, unpayable debt. We can at least offer our thanks. Now, remember this because the fact of the matter is that these sacrifices made on our behalf have been a lesson, a motto for us to follow as we grow and assume responsibilities for others, our communities, our country, and children yet of more. We have been taught what it is to be good, to do the right thing, to see value and rewards of sacrifice. Within our Trudeau, we have practiced sacrifice, giving our time and effort into so many things, every single day of our lives. There's our hardcore academics, getting to class on time when we hear parts of the Caribbean, Decca, Posa, FTC, Music for Life, or whatever club we attend after school. We strive higher and soar further. Our sacrifices have impacted one another. Don't think too much waste. In these sacrifices, this part of the Trudeau idea changed the world. The world that our ideas impact most is actually our own. We develop ourselves and do what we desire with our minds, our ideas. Sometimes you must be the one to recognize and appreciate yourself for what you've done. Occasionally, miraculously, the world that you change is another person's. That is a special and valuable world to change. So really, today is a celebration of what we've done for others in this room, for our community, for what we've contributed to our Trudeau idea, to our legacy, a legacy of sacrifice. Our legacy lives through Trudeau. It lives through the videos, Facebook pages, Instagram accounts, certificates, trophies, plaques on the walls, the medals in the display cases, but most importantly, our minds, memories, words, and actions. Please never forget that you hold a place within our Trudeau idea, and that you are to share it with everybody, that you too are an idea. Whether our immediate future may lie in college, university, an apprenticeship, the military, or in the world of work, we'll all be carrying what our 4 years here provided for us. Whether or not you remember my speech tonight, you'll remember Trudeau for what you have contributed and for what others have done for you. You'll remember sacrifice and the satisfaction of seeing the benefit of having given of yourself. My story is just one of 590 here, because each and every one of you have a completely different story of individuals who have sacrificed for you in their own unique ways. Yet, despite the different stories, we are all linked thematically through our years here at Trudeau, and our desire to achieve more in our community. As you move forward, choose what you wish to achieve carefully, because that will dictate the sacrifices that you will make. Choose to do the things that you take you one step further in your pursuit of happiness, but don't forget about your peers, your community along the way. Ensure that your pursuit of happiness includes moral, spiritual, physical, and financial stability, not just for yourself, but for your family. Yeah. Don't be afraid to give things up, as this will ensure you can say, I've lived, when you're nearing the end of your days. I would like to reference one more scene from V. The protagonist is shot, and when asked why he won't die, V replies, beneath this mask, there's more than flesh. Beneath this mask, there's an idea, Mr. Creedy, and ideas are bulletproof. And you, Trudeau 2018, are bulletproof. Our idea is forever. Your idea is forever. So Trudeau 18, as this ceremony approaches its closure, I ask you again to thank those who sacrificed to improve your Trudeau idea. Let their sacrifices inspire and drive you to be selfless, even in the most challenging situations. Be the person you've recognized, and so you may be thanked by someone you've inspired in 10, 15, or 20 years. Whether you find love like Romeo and Juliet, learn to solve a Rubik's Cube like Will Smith in a pursuit of happiness, find a peaceful sanctuary on the banks of Newfoundland, sacrifice for your family and the country on the 3-day road, seek political power like someone other than Macbeth, or continue to pursue your own independent study projects. Anything goes. I wish you all the best. Vous êtes capable d'accomplir ce que vous voulez. Congratulations, class of 2018, and best of luck to each and every one of you. Try higher, soar further, and Trudeau.
Thank you, Andy, for your thoughts, reflection, and hopes. As a token of our appreciation for your dedication to the school over the past 4 years, and for your inspirational words this evening, Ms. Wargo will present you with the Valedictorian Award.
Right, so a little housekeeping and some instructions before we adjourn this graduation ceremony. We would like to invite grad, staff,